So I'm sure we all know what a playlist is, and specifically today I'm talking about a playlist on YouTube. There's a bunch of playlists that you might have on YouTube. There are typically the standard playlists, and then more recently they've allowed you to create things called courses and podcast playlists. Now they all are still playlists, but today I'm going to be talking about normal ones. The reason they even created podcast and course type playlists is because those were the most common uses for them, so people who are looking for a specific show or a specific topic could find it easily. Courses are more recent as something that are not only available to partners, but when you monetize for YouTube you can charge for a course, and you can include things like quizzes, and it allows you to create a new revenue stream that you may be able to sell to people throughout YouTube and through your website if you connect it through a WooCommerce type plugin. But today we're just talking about normal playlists. Now the main reason you would create a playlist is because you have a series of videos that are on a similar topic and are often continuing on from one another. So for example, I watched a playlist to set up my WooCommerce store the first time I was learning how to do it, and it ran for about 4 or 5 videos where it talked about different elements of setting it up, like the payment processors, creating the single post templates for products, and what sort of stuff you should include in a product listing. There's a few different motivations for creating a playlist on YouTube. You could be trying to promote your friends' content by intermingling their videos with yours on your channel, or you might want to create longer viewer retention by having a sequence of videos all going together and it autoplays so they don't need to decide what video they want to be on next. I have my end screen set up with the feature to pick the best video for the viewer as the next recommendation, but people might not choose to do that, and the algorithm may pick something that the viewer just isn't particularly wooed by on that day. Maybe the thumbnail's not especially good. If it's on a playlist, they can just set it and forget it, and it will run through the sequence without really having to engage the brain much, which the fewest clicks for the most views. Awesome. Like, think how many times people have fallen asleep listening to a certain creator and woken up and that is still playing. Yes, we want the viewer to actually care about the content they're consuming as opposed to having like an unconscious walkthrough experience, but that watch time does translate to the original creator channel regardless if there was a human consuming it or not, which, you know, if you are trying to go towards the YouTube Partner Program, is going to be very beneficial to you. I personally hadn't set up a lot of playlists on my channel because I wanted to create a backlog of content that actually justified a playlist, because like e-commerce categories or blog post categories, you don't really want to have a grouping of something and drawing attention to that grouping when you only have like 2 videos that would be applicable to it. So I waited until I had a large enough back catalog where I've been uploading consistently almost every single week a main channel video in addition to live streams and shorts for a couple years now. So I feel like I've got enough that I could justify making some playlists, and today I ended up making 9 of them, and I'm going to walk you through how I actually did that. So first you go onto your YouTube studio, you can click the create button up in the corner and it will say new playlist. They also have the podcast and course ones, but today we're doing normal playlists. You then have to add the title for it. Now remember that this is the title for the whole playlist. This is not a title for an individual video within it. You need to create an eye-catching title that's going to actually engage the audience that you want. You need to think who you're targeting it towards, what the benefits of it are going to be, and you need to create a call to action for them to be incentivized to click on it. A lot of people will create playlists for a specific game that they were playing if they're like a gamer channel, or it could be a tutorial like I mentioned. A lot of people will make playlists for React content because they're reacting to the same thing, maybe like a series of shows. And then you need to treat the description pretty much like the starting paragraph of any YouTube video individually. Now I have a bunch of things in my default YouTube description which are like links to my other platforms and then affiliate links, chapter markers. You don't need all that stuff in a playlist description, you just need the main snippet. And this is going to describe to people what's included in the playlist, who it will benefit, what the benefits are, and maybe a few little emojis to create that brand tone to help you stand out. You then need to pick the visibility of the playlist, because if you're creating like a course, for example, and you need this to be a paywalled course that you only want to be available to like premium members of your community, then maybe you'll be linking it to them as an unlisted thing or a password protected thing, and that's just something that you need to think about. If it is public, then that means it will show up in YouTube search as well as any kind of search bot that crawls YouTube, so that would mean it can show up on Google as well. If it's unlisted, then it will only be available to people who you link it to. Private means it's only for you and people that you may share privately, which is specific email addresses that you put in. You can then choose the default order in which the videos are collated for the playlist, so I tend to do newest first because then it shows my most recent content, which is most representative of the quality of my work. But if I was doing a systematic tutorial, I would be doing it in the reverse order, so it's actually chronological, so step by step, and it's continuous for people. Then you go through and you select all the videos that you want to add into the playlist. You can search it if it doesn't appear on the default like last 30 or so that you've published. I would recommend opening 2 tabs of YouTube Studio, the one where you're building the playlist and then just one of all your content history, because after the first few, if you've forgotten how many videos that you make, and then you just want them to like pop up and you need to jog your memory for it, then you can go down the list on one tab and add them on the other, as opposed to clicking into the video individually to add it to an existing playlist, which is a little tedious when you go for it on a one-by-one basis of a back catalog that you have. You can create a playlist when you're uploading a new YouTube video, but this will only allow you to add that one video to the playlist, so I would not recommend that. It is very tedious to be able to add it in that sequence. And then you can obviously add videos to playlists after they have been created, so you would hope there was a function to be able to let you to go through your entire catalog of content and then just check off which ones you want it to be in after you've created the playlist, but you can't do that. You can only do it on creation. So try and be as efficient as possible if you are backdating. Now these are examples of playlists I've created today, and you can see that I've got ones around the themes of video making. You can see the videos that are contained within it. And the good thing about the analytics of a playlist, it will show you data for the videos that are contained within it overall, and then it will segment stuff like the views that were acquired via the playlist. So right now, none of my videos have any views for the playlist because I just created them this moment before I recorded it. Over time, you'll be able to see which playlists are attracting the most viewers, which topics are most popular, and then you can decide which subject matter would be best for your channel to create more of going forward for your audience. And then you can get all the usual demographic information about what your viewers are doing. And here's just a quick example of how it displays on your channel when you create a bunch of playlists. I intend to be making more as time goes on, so I'll create a consistent brand tone beyond the first couple lines and get it below the fold so it's all consistent. And then you can see what a playlist looks like when you actually click on it. So the playlist is down in the lower right hand side under the video, or if you aren't in theatre mode like me, then it would be next to the video, and it automatically plays it in the order you have chosen. But they do have an option to shuffle it, so change the order, and then also loop it. So if someone decides to loop a really long playlist of yours and then just go off into the sunset for a few days, then that would be really beneficial for your channel. But you know, we can't assume people are going to be doing that. Maybe if you've created a song playlist, like a music playlist, then that would be great for if you have it running at a party. Or maybe you've created a playlist of royalty-free music that you want to play during your streams, and you can just loop it continuously so you don't have to worry about setting that up again. When you go into an individual video's analytics as well, you can see if it has the view attributed to the playlist. You can also see if other people's playlists have been sending viewers to your content. Unfortunately, it doesn't show it right off the bat. You have to have a fair few people send it, so YouTube can digest the information and decide that this is a viable source that it's coming from. But then, you know, maybe you could return the favor and put some of their videos in your playlist. Or you can see some cross sections of viewers from one audience that apply to your audience as well, so you can target that cross section in the Venn diagram going forward. It's recommended when you make playlists that you put your lead magnets at the very top of it, so you get people sunken into it very quickly. So it's all about that first click with viewer retention. So the first video in your playlist should be the video that has a reliable history of getting people to watch through to the end, getting people to subscribe, and then you can put the less optimal videos that you're trying to funnel a bit more traffic to, or the ones that didn't perform really well but really deserved it. Then you can put those in sort of towards the end or in the middle. Obviously this is only if the view order doesn't matter to your playlist, but that's something to consider going forward. So this is another great way of repurposing content that I've talked about in videos I've made in the past, like repurposing SEO and turning video content into blog content. This is a way of recycling and repurposing the same existing videos that already are on your channel and just getting more use out of them beyond the initial push and what search platforms are sending it towards. A series of videos in your website or on another social media platform without posting every one individually. You can just embed the playlist. So I hope you found this video informative. I hope that videographers and content creators out there found some benefit from it. If there is any kind of topic you want me to cover in the future and maybe make a playlist out of, then please let me know, and I will be happy to help you along your content creation journey going forward. If you want some more personalized advice, then check out my website in the description below, dibdabdigital.com. We could arrange a call to talk about it. Or if you don't even want to talk to me and you just want my services like thumbnail design, video editing, content repurposing, then I offer all those things in my shop. And I also have some stock photo and video bundles ready for purchase, so you can create your own stuff and you don't even need to make content if you don't want to, although I'd feel like you should want to, because why would you not? It's very fun. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a nice day. Goodbye.